What's up guys, Lester here again doing another achievement guide for Jojo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle R. This is another Gamepass game that kind of came out, I want to say about a week ago. The achievements are pretty easy. If you want 100% this game, probably takes about 20 hours, but the way I've structured this guide, you can get about 600 Gamerscore pretty easily. It's even easier if you use two controllers, because then you can kind of control what the opponent's doing and put them into the right position, etc. I haven't included a lot of the hard achievements in this guide, because I know a lot of people aren't good at fighting games, kind of like what I showed with Dragon Ball Fighter video or the Hellsinger video. Some people don't have the skill to do like combos and stuff like that, but this is structured so you get about 600 with minimal effort really. The achievements in this game are kind of found around the All-Star Battle mode, which is kind of story mode based. You get an achievement for each panel, well, for one panel of each part. So I'll show you on True Achievements just now. So you get one for one panel of part 1, one panel of part 2, one panel of part 3, etc, etc, etc. And then you get one achievement for completing all the panels in one part, and then for part 2, part 3, part 4, etc. That's probably harder. That's why I've only included the 15 gamer score adding up. If you want to go ahead and do all the panels, you can. You'll probably end up getting pretty good at this game from just playing the story and other things like that, because there's a lot of weird fights where you have to fight against the opponent when they have either more attack or more defense, or they do certain things a different way. There is also an achievement for completing All-Star Battle Mode fully, and when you're playing through All-Star Battle Mode, you'll do these secret mission things, which is usually either land like a special move, land a grab, land a taunt, land a HHA, a GHA, which is like your ultimate moves, and you'll get those achievements as well from just kind of playing through the story. I didn't include them in the total for the achievements either, because those are pretty beefy achievements, and if you don't want to fully complete the story, you might not unlock them all, but there is parts of the story where it's a lot easier to get these secret missions, because some secret missions are just harder than others. So if you have two controllers, the rest of the achievements are pretty easy. Winning a single match in Versus, pretty easy. Land a HHA, which is your 1 meter super move, which is quarter circle forward and 2 attack buttons, which is X, Y, or B. So just 2 of those buttons in quarter circle forward, you land a HHA. You need 1 bar of meter though. Landing a GHA is 2 bars of meter, and it's quarter circle forward and left bumper. Obviously, if you're just using two controllers, these are all going to be super easy because the opponent's not going to block or anything like that. Most of the Hamon users can charge up their meter, so either use Joseph Joestar or like one of the, I think it's the very first character on the character select. You can charge your super meter just by standing there, so you can do these pretty easily. Landing a HHA using Easy Beat, that is another 15 gamer score. That's literally just using the auto combo. I think it's enabled by default, because I never turned it on, and I can land them by just mashing X. There's also one for landing an assist, which is the right trigger. Pulling off a zoom taunt, which is pressing the select button. Yes, it's called the select button. Let me know what you guys call it down below, but it's literally the select button. If you guys don't know what it's called, like if you're too young, it's the one on the left hand side of the controller that's got the 2 little windows next to each other. But it is called the select button. I'm not changing that. And the other one is for pulling off a stylish evade, which is for blocking as soon as your opponent attacks. So with two controllers, another easy one. Pulling off a flash cancel, this is for cancelling your combo midway. So if you're attacking someone, press the left trigger and your character will kind of flash off. I think it requires a little bit of meter, but that's another achievement. Activating rush mode, this is for having 2 sort of similar moves clashing at the same time. So the best one for this is Dio and Jotaro, because they both use a sort of multi-hitting move, and if they clash, it's pretty easy. I'll show you in the video here. It comes up with like a thing where you have to press X, but you don't need to actually do that. You just need to activate the mode. Completing the secret missions, like I said, they get done as you're doing through the story mode. Then there's the ones that I'll show you in this video, which is for setting off the arena gimmicks. So I think there's about 8 or 10 maps, so you have to activate about 8 or 10 arena gimmicks, and you have to get hit by all of them. So there's one for setting off an arena gimmick for the first time, then there's one for setting off all the arena gimmicks, there's one for either you or your opponent getting hit by an arena gimmick, but you're going to get hit by them all anyway, because there's an achievement for getting hit by them all. There's one for pulling off a dramatic finish. I'm not still 100% sure whether you need specific characters for this, because I've actually got it when I haven't had specific characters, but I'll show you the character combinations I've had. You can do the pulling off the arena gimmicks and the dramatic finishes at the same time usually, but sometimes the character combinations stop the arena gimmicks from appearing. I don't know why, but Anyway, if it does, just go back out, pick a different character, and then go back in again. There's also one for winning 10 times an endless battle, win a tournament for the first time, which you can put down to like the easiest difficulty. These aren't included in the total that I've put, so you can get about 600 without all these difficult ones. There's also one for winning on an online match, ranking up in an online match. Ranking up only takes 3 consecutive wins, so unless you get up against like really sweaty players, pretty sure you'll be able to win at least 3 in a row. And then there's one for doing all 100, well not all 100, just 100 online matches, which also wasn't included in my total. But like I said, you can get about 600 Gamerscore just from kind of doing all of the small ones, so like the chapters, doing all the stuff in single player, like versus mode, doing all the arena gimmicks, etc. And I'll show you guys how to do the arena gimmicks now. So this is for the arena gimmicks and all of the dramatic finishes. So remember, get hit by all of the arena gimmicks. I had to go back and figure out which one I hadn't been hit by. But it's just a red circle on the floor, knock the opponent into it, and then you get hit by it. This is the dramatic finish. This was me using a GHA on Dio near the edge. With 2 controllers, this is a lot easier. I was trying to do it with the AI here. But like I said, I don't think you need to do it with specific characters, because I've done this with other characters before, so it's up to yourself if you want to pick these characters or you want to pick something different. The arena gimmick in this one is getting hit by the horses. You trigger the circle and then the horses kind of run round in a line. So the red line, you'll have to get hit by it. This dramatic finish is kind of hard to position. You need to position it kind of here where the red circle is. Sometimes it doesn't trigger, but if it doesn't, just keep trying it. And it always has to be some sort of super that triggers it. So as you've probably realised by now, we're just going through the levels. This one is the 3rd level, and this is Pet Shop versus Iggy. Like I said, you don't need these characters, but I think I just did it this way because it's kind of how the story plays out in the anime. Same again, arena gimmick, trigger it, get hit by it, and then move on to doing the dramatic finish. And for this one, you need to position the character kind of like here where the window is, as you knock them out when you do your finisher. Obviously, you know it's done the dramatic finish when it does that shine, but then fades into a different scene. We move on to the next stage. This is one of the examples where the arena gimmick doesn't appear for some reason using these 2 characters. So the arena gimmick's usually right here where we're standing. A big circle, a car comes along, you have to stand in the line of the car. But for some reason with these 2 characters it doesn't appear, I guess because it's more story related, if you've seen the anime. But basically get the character into this position, use a GHA or a HHA, and then you can just basically follow what I do, and you'll get the dramatic finishes. This one was actually really hard to pull off for some reason. The timing and the area you have to be in is very specific, but you can see the arena gimmick there. Just hit someone into it and then you get triggered and you have to stand in the line where it comes out. But position the characters as specific as you can here, because this is really hard to get. So car on fire in the background, some of the bridge in the background, and then trigger your ultimate, and then hopefully you'll get it. I've been pixels away from this at certain points and I still haven't got it, but this is how you get the dramatic finish for this stage. This one can also be quite difficult with positioning. Also, if you're using these 2 characters, probably better to not use them unless they are specific for this, because Yukiko can actually revive herself with her white hair, like here. And it's very annoying if you hit her with a super and then you don't have any meters to do a super again. So this is me using 2 controllers finally, and getting the people into the right position. So the way you position them, you have to get them in line with the sign here. and then just hope for the best. And also with this level, the arena gimmick's next to the tree in the background, but obviously you can't see it because for some reason these two characters don't allow you to trigger it. I think it's because it's supposed to be his stand that's there, so maybe that's why it doesn't work. But I think, like I said, these dramatic finishes work with everybody because I've had it trigger with other characters too, so just try and do it with different characters. Here's the arena gimmick for this one. Down someone, and then obviously if you're the character that needs to get hit by it, you make sure you get hit by it. You'll see the line, just get into it quickly. And then on to the dramatic finish. Then get yourself into this position and use your finisher, and you'll unlock another dramatic finish. Here's the arena gimmick for this area. Shoots down lightning, you just need to get hit by one of them. And I didn't, so make sure you get hit by it. Then you need to get in front of this house here, the smoking house. Use your finisher and you should unlock another dramatic finish. So arena gimmick for this stage is kind of over the right hand side near the fountain. Knock the person down and then get hit by it. And then that's one more done. And then for this one you need to be in another very specific spot and then use your finisher again. The gimmick for Rome is there's a circle here, knock them down, spawns 4 puddles of mud, you stand in one of them, and then you get that gimmick. And then for the dramatic finish, make sure you're in between this lamppost and the shop, and then use your finisher. For this gimmick, you just need to down them. You don't actually need to get hit by it because it's automatic. For this dramatic finish, make sure you're in this position. With Diavolo, I used his super, but his super is a counter, so if you're using these characters, make sure you attack with the other player to trigger it. Like I said, the characters might not matter, but if they do, at least with this guide, it'll follow along with it. For this arena gimmick, usually one player starts on it, so just down them and then stand in the red circles that appear. It's usually just frogs raining down on you. This will keep happening during the fight as well, so make sure you're aware of that. And then for the dramatic finish, make sure you're in about this position and then use your finisher. For this one, the gimmick's near the water, but it doesn't show up for these characters. But this is where you need to stand for the dramatic finish to happen. There's no dramatic finish on this stage, so I'll just show you the arena gimmick, which is this big red circle here in the corner. Just knock someone down, then get hit by it. So this level's arena gimmick doesn't appear with these two characters, it's at the back of the stage, complete opposite to where I'm showing you here. So stand in this position and then use your finisher and you get him knocked out, and that's the dramatic finish. Okay, so this level's dramatic finish is probably the hardest to pull off, same with the gimmick, because the gimmick's really hard to see. It's not like an attack one, it's a buff. So you can see these small bits of light on the ground. Very, very faint to see. But if not, just try it again and again, you'll get it eventually. And like I said, this dramatic finish is really hard to get, so just stand as close to this area as you can. Make sure it's almost picture perfect for what you see on screen right now. Then use your finisher and hopefully you get it. It took me about 4 tries to get this one. Then last arena gimmick right here, just this big red circle. Line comes out, stand in the middle of the line. And this should be the last one for the achievements. So setting off all the arena gimmicks, you should also get getting hit by all the arena gimmicks here, but for some reason I missed the one with the horse. So I had to go back and do that one. But you should get setting off all the arena gimmicks and getting hit by all the arena gimmicks at this point. This one's probably also one of the harder dramatic finishes to pull off, because the positioning is really weird. But like I said in the previous ones, just follow what you see on screen and you should be able to get it. So I trigger this here just for some extra damage, and I'm not sure if you need to actually activate it, because the guy, when you do the dramatic finish, I'm pretty sure he's next to the girl. So just do this just in case. But push the guy over to this part of the screen and then just use your thing, and that'll be all the dramatic finishes. While you've been doing this, you've probably unlocked all the other ones for like flash cancels, doing your GHA, HHA and all that sort of stuff, but if you haven't, just go into a single player match and just get them all that way. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this achievement guide. It's probably a bit longer than some of the other ones, but hopefully it's gave you a bit of a better idea how to get these achievements and unlock them a bit easier. So that's it for the achievement guide, guys. Thank you so much for all the support on all my previous videos. It's been a blast making all these, and I hope they've all been helpful. If they have, leave a like, share the video, etc. You can also join the achievement Discord that I'm starting to build up now. We've got a few achievement hunters in there too. I've been sharing like my recent completions for games, so like old Spider-Man 360 titles I've finally beaten, and then there's other ones that I'll be completing. I'll also be completing Akumu difficulty again on Evil Within. I just recently finished my Impossible Mode run on Dead Space, so that video will be coming soon for anybody who wants any tips on that. But yes, hopefully you guys have enjoyed all these. I will catch you guys in the next achievement video. You just have a great day, and bye-bye.